Next game is the Texans and the Falcons. The Falcons pulled this one out 21-19. CJ Stroud, a little disappointing from where he was, but 20 of 35, 249 yards, a touchdown, no picks is not terrible stuff. Dameon Pierce, he kind of just is what he is at this point. 20 carries, 66 yards, no touchdowns, 3.3 yards per carry. I will say, if there's a silver lining here, Atlanta has a sneaky good run defense. So that could be the reason for some of the inefficiency here, but with this track record of just inefficiency every game up to this point with Dameon Pierce, I think he just kind of is what he is. If you need, he's a good fill-in running back. I don't think he's a great every week starter, lock him in, but he's a good fill-in option because he has that high floor with the volume. CJ Stroud just had the 1 carry for 2, and Dell had 2 carries for -4. Surprising stuff here as far as the receivers are concerned. Dalton Schultz was the leading receiver by a mile, had more than double the amount of catches than anyone else did. 7 catches, 65 yards, and a touchdown on 10 targets. Just awesome stuff from him. I think he's a sell high. I don't think he's really a great tight end option, but this is the sort of line that, a lot of tight ends aren't going to get you. They aren't going to get you 7 catches and a touchdown. So there are definitely worse tight ends out there to take a chance on. I just wouldn't expect this every week because it seems like Stroud really likes throwing to these receivers. Dell went out with a concussion, but before that, he had 3 catches for 57 yards. Nico Hollins had that A.J. Terrell shadow that we were talking about before this game. 3 catches for only 39 yards for him. He's a little bit of a buy low, but he was a sell high before this too because he was just going on a monster tear. I would not expect him to be a top 10 receiver like he has been, but he is better than this. Robert Woods, 3 catches for 30 yards. 9 targets, though, is really interesting. Tegan Catoriano had a catch for 22, the backup tight end there. John Mechie had 2 catches for 20. Dameon Pierce had a catch for 16, and Devin Singletary did not haul in his only target. Also interesting that Devin Singletary didn't have any carries in this one either, so he's a safe drop. For the Falcons, where has this Desmond Ridder been the entire season? 28 of 37, 329 yards, a touchdown, no picks. That completion percentage is amazing. The yards were amazing. No picks. It doesn't look like Taylor Heinicke is going to be coming in anytime soon because Desmond Ridder put on the performance of his life in this one. He's definitely in the top 5 for quarterbacks as far as finishing for week 5. So I don't think he is a starting quarterback by any means. I don't think you should be adding him either. This is just an extraordinary game in a season that has been pretty difficult for Desmond Ridder up to this point. And Drake London also completed a pass for 22 yards. Bijan Robinson, disappointing stuff here. 14 carries, 46 yards. And Tyler Allgeier getting more carries than him. 17 carries, 40 yards. This is what we keep talking about with Arthur Smith. He's going to do weird stuff like give more carries to Tyler Allgeier for no reason. Just really frustrating stuff here. At least Kyle Pitts got the ball more in this one, but we would absolutely like to see Bijan Robinson get more touches than this. Desmond Ridder had 4 carries for 10 and a touchdown, and Kadero Hodge also had a carry for 0 yards. Kyle Pitts finally came back. 7 catches, 87 yards, 11 targets. I think he's an ad if he's on your waiver wire. I wouldn't trust him as your starting option at tight end every week, but as far as high upside ads, he's a really solid option. Drake London, 6 catches, 78 yards. I think this is the high end of what we see from Drake London this year. This isn't going to be a super efficient passing offense like it was this week, every single week throughout the season. So I think if you started Drake London, this is what you were hoping for. He's more of a fill-in option. Don't drop him, but he is a solid fill-in option, not a week-to-week starter at this point. Jonnu Smith, 6 catches for 67 yards. It's interesting that Kyle Pitts played as well as he did, and Jonnu still had 6 catches for 67 yards. They're playing through their tight ends a lot in this passing offense. That's been really interesting to see. Jonnu is a solid, another guy. I wouldn't count him week to week, but you can absolutely do worse. He's a decent enough ad. Mack Hollins had 2 catches for 29 yards. If you're rostering him for any reason, you can drop him. Keith Smith had a catch for 28. Michael Pruitt had a catch for 22. Bijan Robinson, just the 2 catches for 12, but he did have that touchdown, though, so that's good to see. Kadero Hodge had a catch for 11. Scotty Miller had 2 catches for 10 yards. Cordero Patterson, interesting that Joker role is not showing itself in more usage than he's gotten up to this point. Just the 1 catch for 7 yards on 1 target, and Tyler Allgeier did not haul in his only target.